so we will carry on. Can you just make sure that you're in a mute for us, please, and only put stuff that you need to put in the comments, and we'll answer them at the end, and not while the slides are going on. That way we can just make it a little bit smoother and faster for us all. Okay, but we will answer questions, anything you have, at the end. Hang on, Chris, that's not moving. Right.
I'll have to click on it if not.
It's all right, mate, I've got it. I've
got it,
now, mate. Here we go.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so we have the agenda. We're going to go through some COVID stuff, which is going to impact some of us, and some guidance that will help some of you. And then Karen will take us through a few other bits, and I will fill in wherever possible, because some of us have to leave for some other meetings. Okay, so we'll go with the COVID stuff.
Cool. Evening, everyone. So, hopefully all you as home clubs, or all of you as clubs have produced either a risk assessment or some policies around COVID. Please ensure that when you are confirming your matchup, you're communicating with each other regarding these and any venue-specific information. I know some venues have obviously got tough time at the minute, so please make sure you follow any rules specific to them. Importantly, the home club should be providing a safety briefing before the commencement of any fixture. We did this at our cup finals, so the way we did it was we got all the players together around the halfway line, brought them in towards where the spectators were, and did the briefing there with the referee in front of everyone. The briefing is there literally just to remind everyone their responsibilities and keep in line with the venue-specific rules that are applicable. Next slide for me, Darren. Some things around match fees. So if you're paying a referee, some of them will want paying electronically. So ensure that you collect their bank details if they wish to do so. They can still take cash. It's just entirely a preference for them. We haven't really got much else to go on apart from the FAs and the government's guidance. So please keep following it, keep up to date. Norfolk FA will keep you up to date on any changes, as will we. And please just be patient and mindful of what is going on and be respectful of everyone else's opinions. Like I said a little while ago, some venues have got difficulties for the start of the season, and they're going to have rules that may not be set by them as a club. I know people who are using maybe village halls or schools have got specific rules that need to be followed. We have agreed as a league that any fixtures in September can be played at a mutually agreeable time. That includes midweek, so you don't necessarily have to play on a Saturday or a Sunday, and games can be brought forward from later on in the season to be played earlier if you wish to do so. We're hoping that you can do the same in October, obviously light permitting, and if you're going to play, you may well need floodlights at that time of the year. We've also got a half-term week in October, and you can look to bring games into there if you wish to do so. As always, please communicate that with your divisional secretaries. So under 7s and 8s, Steve Kenny; under 9s and 10s, Joe and Karen; under 11s and 12s, under 11s, Gary Taylor; and then 12s and 13s, you've got Jackie Skip; 14s, you've got Andy this year; 15s, you've got Hayden; 16s, you've got Mark Walker; and 18s, you've got Darren. And most importantly, you cannot play a game without toilets. Your facility needs access to a toilet. And that's it. And Karen's going to run you through this.
Yeah, I was going to say, and keep spraying the sanitizer. We got covered in that at the cup finals. Stuff goes everywhere. Okay, so I appreciate some of the people on this call might be new to doing this. So this is just to remind you that your full-time match day reporting must be completed by 23:59 on a Wednesday. So you will have to complete the match card if you play a match at some point. and it's far better if you do it on time and you don't get charged and you don't get fined for completing it late, because we will keep chasing you to get the match card completed, and if ultimately you don't complete it, then we stop giving you fixtures until you do. So it's a really important document, so please, if you could do it by the Wednesday night, or Sundays is a good day to do it because it's then over and done with. This all teams getting one postponement to use throughout the season is a little bit more for the competitive age groups or the elder age groups. So if you are in one of the younger age groups, we're still going to give you the one postponement, but it's only going to apply when you are playing competitive matches, which for under 11s, under 10s and under 9s is going to be your matches post-Christmas. For the games you play prior to Christmas, if you can't play a game, we'll just award the match. And the impact that will have is that it might skew the results that we have for putting you into competitive groups after Christmas, but we're not going to be arranging replays or anything. That match will be awarded. I hope that makes sense. But then after Christmas, the fixtures for 11s, 10s, 9s will be a League Cup basis, and they'll all be competitive matches. So those games will get rearranged, and there's the one postponement, and there's charges and sanctions apply if you have any further ones. Okay, for 7s and 8s, because of the nature of how they are, Steve does his on a different basis because he has smaller groups and he'll be running trophy events, and he'll be communicating how his cups will run, because he only just sorted the fixtures, and even now he's sorted the fixtures, we've got clubs pulling teams out, etc. So they're a bit of a moving feast at the moment, 7s and 8s, so we can't say too much about them. However, in case anyone's unaware, we did do some fixture calendars. They're age specific and they are posted on full time, and they were sent to club secretaries. So some went, or most of them went out in January, but we've done some revisions to 9s and 10s. These are a guide, and they're a guide to when we will schedule fixtures. Doesn't guarantee you will have a game on that day. It's just when we are scheduling. So we've tried to be as club friendly as we could and to avoid the half terms. In some cases, we've tried to avoid Mother's Day. We've tried to look at what games or what weekends will impact you, and to have flexible football on those weekends. So like the weekend before Christmas is when there'll be the FDC Christmas Cup. I haven't got details of it yet, but the 9s and 10s have got that as a free weekend. So if anyone wants to compete in the FDC Cup, you can. If you don't want to play football because it's so close to Christmas, then you have that choice as well. Could you move on, please? Right, okay. So this is just a bit for if there's any new club secretaries on here. And sort of managers. If we send you out a charge, can you please read what it says and the instructions carefully and respond using the correct method? We get lots of people sending us emails and not replying how they should do. Every charge we issue, you have the opportunity to provide mitigation. The charge is just saying something's happened and we think that you have done something that you shouldn't have done, but there's always more than one side to a story, and we will listen to any mitigation that is put forward, but it has to be put forward in the right way. The charge will say there is a sanction up to, some of them say up to our maximum fine for £100. That does not mean you will get fined £100. It means we have the ability to fine you up to £100. Okay, so just want to clarify that so that people understand, because we get lots of questions around that from people not reading what is sent out carefully enough.
Hi Karen, sorry,
Yes.
I arrived late training tonight, so apologies if you were taking questions at the end.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'll hold on to it then.
Okay, well, you can ask one now if it was it relevant to this?
Yes, so you said please reply by the correct method.
Yeah.
What are the correct methods?
Okay, I'll answer that one. Graham, if you ever got one, basically it go to all secretaries. And what it does, when you first get the charge, Graham, that have a respond in blue. Yeah, on that same email, you have a little link. It says respond. But
Okay, so it's an automated response.
Yeah,
Use the
that's
link.
it. So that respond
cool.
is in blue. If you hit that respond, that will take you to our system, which then you can fill it in. You can add documentation to it, and then we can pick it up from our
Right.
end.
Thank you, Darren. Understood. Basically, use the link provided. Don't,
Yeah,
because
don't
that's
like
how
to
we
say
want.
email. Just say the link. Theoretically, doesn't come from me, but that has my email address on it. Don't bombard us or Karen. Just literally use the system that we've got, and then we can pick everything off the system. It makes everything clean and tidy. It's
Understood.
easy for us.
Yeah, no implication of us trying to use carrier pigeon.
No.
I prefer
Cool.
not. I don't want any more pigeons in my garden, thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Cheers, Graham. Thank you.
Okay, so this is just a reminder, particularly for new younger teams. Can you continue to follow the FA's rules regarding social media postings? We do have a lot of younger teams who don't understand that they can't put the score of the game on social media, and we have to ask people to take it down. So it's a lot better if you only post what you can post. There's lots of guidance for it on the FA's website. So just make sure that you're clear and your parents are clear about what you can and can't do, particularly in the younger age groups. Okay. We will pick up if people put on something they shouldn't, and then that means that we've got to communicate with you, you've got to communicate with the person, and it's just all extra work for everyone. Just so people know, a lot of people do use our website and use it quite well, and they find all the information that they want on there. But for those who are new, we have a lot of guides on using full-time, using Matchday, and using the whole game system. That's when they're working. Then those guides are very helpful when they're working. If you caught some of the conversation beforehand, sometimes there's one or two issues with the systems and they're not perfect. But these guides will help you to fill in your match card. The Matchday is an app, and that is a one hit where you can do your score and your match card in one go. And any secretaries on this call will know about whole game system, because that's where you log all your club information, etc. Can all club secretaries make sure that the details that are on our website for venues, for contacting managers and for club officers, that it is accurate and up to date, please? Because we have had some issues this past weekend where we've had wrong venues. So if you could make sure that that is right, that stops loads of hassle for people. Okay. Transfers and deregistrations are allowed from the 1st of October. This is a new or a change to an existing rule for this season, because it used to be 1st of November, but we asked to have it changed because there's good reasons for having this transfer window, but we felt that 1st of November was just going a bit too far. So we asked for it to be brought forward to the 1st of October, and notice of approach can be submitted from the 23rd of September. Just one note for those of you who are in the 9s, 10s and 11s age groups. Because of how we're doing the cups, as soon as you play a game in January, you will be cup tied, or a player will be cup tied. So if anyone's considering moving clubs, you can do it between October and the end of the year. But after Christmas, you can still move clubs, but you won't be able to play for the team, because as soon as they've started playing in the cup, they can only play in the team that they've started playing for. I hope everyone gets that, because we're trying to make it as simple as possible for everyone. Okay, over to you, Chris.
Yeah, so just quick things from me. So we've got our Pitch Finder app in the App Store and on Google Play. So if you search for NCYFL, that will come up. It's great. It will take you straight to the entrance and not a field half a mile down the road. Like we said earlier, we're fully compliant and ready for match day. So that means you can do all your pre-match and post-match info on match day. Social media wise, you can follow us at Norfolk CYFL. That's on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. The league committee's information and contact details are all available on our website, along with your club contacts and team contacts. So just moving on to full-time and Matchday. To log into Matchday, you use your email address registered on the whole game system. If you don't know what that is, your club secretary will be able to tell you that, or they can change it for you. If you can't log in the first instance, contact your club secretary for assistance. And if you can't get in further, please contact matchday@thefa.com. There is a video on our website of how to use Matchday so you can submit the match return instead of using full-time. It's a very quick and simple process, and hopefully you can use it. For full-time, if you are new to the league this year, you will have been sent an invite inviting you to register for the full-time system. If you are returning this year, your previous details will just work. Guidance on how to do the match return is on our website. If you've not done one before, there's plenty of guidance there. And as Karen said earlier, ensure this is completed either on match day or full-time by midnight on Wednesday. And I'll pass Karen back to the rules and whilst I go.
Okay,
Cheers,
thanks, Chris. Okay, so these are a few real changes that went through this season. So we just thought we would go over them again because we told people about it so long ago they might have forgotten. So all shirts must be uniquely numbered. The under 10 ball size is now 3, not 4. So you don't have to change them this season. You must complete all your registrations on the whole game system, which is why it's causing a few problems when it doesn't work. Where a player is a match day registration that is not entered on the whole game system prior to kickoff, then you must get the consent form fully completed, signed by the player and countersigned by an officer of the club. Okay, so where that says player, you usually find it's a parent, not many players fill them in. The form's got to be countersigned by the officer of the opposing clubs. That's usually going to be the manager. And then you've got to get details of the player registration on whole game system by midnight on the day of the match. Okay, that player cannot play a game until they are registered. So I hope that's clear to everyone. Can you make sure that you read all the cup and trophy event rules? It's a bit like if you went to a five-a-side competition during the summer. The first thing you would do is get your players registered so everyone knows who's playing in your team, and you would look at the rules. So these rules are particularly important for players in the U9 to U11 trophy event fixtures because of how we've done the cups this year. And ensure you have your minimum player numbers registered on whole game system before you start your first game of the season. And that's it on the rule changes and reminders. And now if you've got any questions, start throwing them at us.
There is one.
Okay, go Darren then.
From Ashley Norton, under what circumstances would you consider a fine of up to £100? There's no the circumstances, the rules state what they are on our website. We have different rules for different values and everything's up to. So it's just, we guide it on what circumstances are put in front of us and for the mitigation that people put in. So that's from that one. I hope that's fine. From David Powles, hi, happy to chat about this offline, but we have 2 teams, but currently a very large squad. I believe the current limit of players we can register is 10,
And that's,
but we'd like 12 if
do you want me
possible.
to answer that? Okay,
Yeah,
you can't have 12.
absolutely.
You can only have 10, and that is the FA's limit of you can only have double the number of players registered for a team.
Yeah, he's right what he said. He said, is that set by the league or the FA? No,
Yeah.
that's an FA ruling, not us. So that stays where it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, or you could consider starting another team. That's the other option available to you.
Okay, let's just hang on. They're flowing in now, but flowing in thick and fast. Let's just
Okay,
go
so
back.
there's the kit one.
Okay, hang on. I ain't got that far yet. They're just flickering.
Do you want me to answer?
Hang on, Karen. One from Hannah. Hi, our kit isn't likely to be ready for the start of the season and says, oh God, and says all shirt numbers. Okay, yeah, I know about this one. I know there's a backlog on your kit. We're not going to say we're going to worry about it right now. But this time in 4 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, and then I might be worried about it. We know kit orders are on the drag like everything else. So we just need to be proactive when you've got your kit. That's fine.
So the full-time ones from Graham, as a coach using full-time, I do not have the option to enter my son's availability. You should do. If they have been properly registered for the team, it shouldn't matter whether he's your son or not. So I think you need to check with your club secretary whether your son has been properly registered.
He is, because I did it, because I'm a registration officer and I can see it. It's the phone app, I suspect, that when I was asked to put in what login details I wanted, whether I wanted to go in as a coach or as a parent, it's accepted just the one. And
Okay,
I
I think you'll have
functionality
to
of the coach.
contact Norfolk FA about that one then.
Yep, or come up with a whizzy way. I'll find a way, Karen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
As a coach, I'll do it over. Okay, we've done it. Yeah, David, that's fine. Thank you very much. One from Alan. How often do you recommend sanitising the ball during a game? That is down as a COVID rule. We don't give the COVID rules from the league. And
Aaron, I can answer that one if you want.
Yeah, I'm just about to say you can.
At the start, at half time, and the end.
That's it. 3 times.
Yep.
Okay.
Superb.
Next one. Is there a maximum squad size for under 10s? Yes, there is.
Yeah, if you look on our website, it is on there.
Yeah, it's double the number of players that can be on the pitch, which is an FA requirement as well. So it's 14.
Lovely, Karen. Hannah, that's fine. Thank you. Respect officer, is there a description anywhere of what is required?
What do you
mean? What is required from a respect officer? I presume that's what he means.
Do you mean respect officer, COVID officer? Don't know. Danny, can you speak? I don't know if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hiya, Karen. So it's new to the league with our little under sevens. So yeah, just I wanted to ask. Obviously, I'd heard of this sort of respect officer from last season. A parent, obviously making sure all is well. Is that kind of what it is? Have I missed a sort of page on the website where it describes what it's about?
So we used to call them respect monitors. So I suppose we sort of still do, really. We've not mandated it, so you don't have to have one. But they're basically, I like to think of them as the captain of the supporters. So they're there. If you don't have one in your team, then the manager automatically becomes that person. So they are like a contact person that the referee can go to if they have concerns about how people are behaving. They can be a person that liaises with the other team if there's issues, etc. But basically, they can also be, they only have to deal with their own supporters, but they're like the person who, if you see someone on your team who's being an idiot or acting inappropriately, they could just go and have a quiet word and say, look, calm it down, you know, this isn't really on, etc. And can maybe stop things escalating into a worse incident. So there is some notes on our website about what would be expected from someone who took on that role, but it's basically someone who can just communicate with your supporters and ensure that they're behaving in the right way. And as I said, if you don't have someone who stands on the supporter side, because I think managers have more than enough to do on a day when they're running a team without having to worry about this. So it's good if you can have one, plus the fact you're the other side of the pitch. So if you've got someone the side where the supporters are who can sort of act as a calming influence or make sure people are doing the right things, then that can be very helpful to you as a manager. And there is a description in the guidance on our website. Does that help?
Fab, that's brilliant. Yeah, no, absolutely superb. Thanks, Karen. Thank you.
Cheers, Danny. Okay, Nathan Fletcher. For under 8, could matches be played for 60 minutes if both coaches agree to it? In order for all children to get an adequate game time, 40 minutes isn't enough, especially with squad size between 8 and 10. No.
So, Ian, do you want to answer this one?
Yeah.
Yep, I can. No is the answer. The FA is preset what the duration of the matches are for each respective format of the game, and I guess it's similar to you play an 11v11 match. You've got loads of subs. Can we make the match longer so we can get our game time from additional players? And the answer is no. It's around managing your time in your squad accordingly.
No, I think the good idea on the split timings is that during your split timings, or if you want to call them breaks, that you can educate the younger players a bit more than what you're, instead of verbally giving it out to them on the pitch, which some of them are not going to understand too well. I think that's part of it.
Yep.
Okay, so that's that one for you, Nathan.
Darren, I've got one sent just to me, so I'll read that out if that's okay.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, it's from Chris. It said, the Matchday registrations, Matt did confirm on the previous briefing that you don't have to actually get the Matchday registration form signed. A text or some evidence that the opposition have agreed to it is sufficient. So that's just a reminder to people.
Lovely. Okay. One from there, Daniel, thank you. You're welcome. Another one from Nathan. Under 8s, is there an etiquette for providing a referee, e.g. home team supplies the ref? Well, the home team does supply the ref. I don't know what else you really want us to say, what you're trying to get out there. Nathan, can you unmute yourself so we can get this one over with?
You've literally just answered my question. If that's what it is, if the home team supplies the ref, I wasn't sure of that. That was all.
Yes, that's not. It's always the home team supplies the referee in which way you want to do it. You know,
it's not a problem. I just want to be clear on it. If there was a rule or an etiquette or
no, mate, no. Right. It's just literally it's easier just for the home team to do everything when they're at home. It is their, way of doing it.
Yeah,
I think it's in our rules as well, and also. If you're in the older age groups where we appoint referees, then that's the only time it's different.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers, Nathan. Thank you. One from John. I will stay announced. Oh, really? Why is it some teams can have players' names on their shirts, but when okay. So basically, some players have got shirts with their names on. Being a coach of an under-8s team, the lads would love their names on. Okay, so basically what he's seeing, I do believe, is he's seeing some teams that have just got numbers and some teams are having numbers and their names above the numbers. Ian, can you highlight us that one for us, please, mate?
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, no, they should only be numbers.
Yeah.
That's for safeguarding reasons. So the relevant children can't be identified. So it should be numbers only on the back of shirts.
We will send a blanket email out to secretaries just to remind people that.
Can I just add in there, because I questioned this with Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
Ian, Matt Carpenter has said that if the clubs have got parental permission to have a name put on the back of the shirts, that you're okay with it.
Oh.
But you've got to have all parents sign their permission. Because I questioned it and said, could we have a league rule that you couldn't have any at all? And he said,
okay, so what we'll do, we won't leave this to Ian to answer, because let's get this confirmed properly.
Yeah, I mean, I just think from a safeguarding perspective, this is me as a club welfare officer and as an assistant to Ken when he's out of the office, that we're playing a dangerous game in a world that should be innocent that isn't, that if we're naming and identifying our children, that there could be situations that happen. So as a best practice, absolutely as a best practice, it would be a no-no. If Matt is saying that if parents consent to it, well, yeah, then that's definitive.
We know from our cup finals that there are teams who have players with their names on their shirts. Yeah. And that's why we questioned it with Matt as to what we could do about it.
Okay. Well, let's ask. That's all we can do. Right, let's move on. New to the league, under 8s. I haven't had any login details for logging scores. Do I just log in with my registered email with the club and FA? I presume that's the same what you need to go to your secretary to do?
Yeah, you should have had if you've been properly put in on the whole game system, it will have generated an email from Full-Time to you, and that email from Full-Time is you would set up your own ID from that.
Yeah, so you get the email and then they send in, you redo your new one like you would renew something for a new password.
So you'll need to get your club secretary to check that you've been set up correctly, and if that's not the issue, then you'll need to talk to support at Norfolk FA.
All right, we'll move on. One from Debbie. In regards to player numbers, last season when we were playing away and had a kit clash, we wore our training tops which aren't numbered. Is this going to be a problem? It's very difficult. Okay, so basically, if you're a team that has only got one colour, should we say, and you're playing, just say you had a blue kit, you've got no other change of kit, and the away team plays in blue, and just say you put bibs on, or a training kit, tops, whatever, a change of colour tops, we're not going to worry about numbers for that one game, if that helps. It does also say, is it a very difficult, relative new team to be able to fund two kits? But yeah, I understand that. And we as a league do understand that as well. Okay, so all we're being is being proactive, be sensible, you know, and we'll just go with that. Okay, yes, Matt said that's on that Chromie Youth. I presume that's the names. We'll throw that one back. Jonathan, throw-ins or kick-ins during these strange times? Kick-ins for us, please. Okay, whatever it says.
It's if it's gone off at the side, it's a throw-in. That's why you have to sanitize the balls regularly.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, I meant throw-in. It's only because we had kick-ins before. Yeah, don't worry about me. Yeah, so it's throw-ins, being a coach and having to ref also. Okay, right. So basically on this one, we wouldn't want in the real world a coach reffing, but as a last resort, someone has to do it, and we would, but we would like each team to be a bit proactive and trying to find someone else to do it. I know it's hard. I know people don't want to do it, but if we can just try, that would just take a lot of arguments that could happen. Not saying they would, but it could happen. The last thing we want to do is a report that's coming to us saying that the coach is refereeing and he's cheating. Not saying anyone would, but you know, that takes that out of the equation, if that helps you.
That also applies to running the line as well in some of the older age groups. You can't or you shouldn't be coaching players when you're running the line. And certainly if there's a committee member going to watch you, you'll be told.
Okay, from Danny, has there been any thoughts with pre-post game good lucks between both teams? Touch, boots, elbows. Okay, so I presume you're saying about the handshake at the beginning of the game. Because of COVID, that's definitely gone completely. If you want to touch boots, be a little bit fancy with it, we're not going to disagree with you. That's completely up to both teams, both managers on the day, to what they want to do, but definitely no shaking hands for us, please. Right, one from Jacob. Hi, new to the league. Can you advise me how the scoring works? Where I understand you have to grade the opposition parents or referees, etc.
Do you want me to take that one?
Yes, please, Karen.
Okay, so this is all to do with the respect report that every club will get at the, well, partway through the season, at the end of the season. So it is opinion. You would, if everybody has behaved appropriately and it's been a good game, then we'd expect you to give 5. If there's been some incidents of maybe not the most appropriate behaviour, then you might mark them down. But it is very subjective down to your opinion. You can ask your players how you felt everything was if you want to. That's entirely up to you how you do it. All I would ask is that you are consistent with how you look at all the teams you play. Don't score one differently to another one. You kind of use your opinion in the same way each time. don't know if that helps. It's quite difficult when you go to match, but normally, particularly in the younger age groups, you get lots of fires because everyone's nice and behaves and it's all fine. It's just if that you just mark people down if you think there's been an issue or people haven't adhered to the guidelines or they've shouted inappropriate things or whatever. It's until you're at a game, it's very difficult to say what you would mark correct or not correct. So it is a matter of opinion.
Lovely. Cheers, Karen. Thank you. Hope that helps you, Jacob. Mark, we are struggling to get the FA Matchday app to charge fees for friendlies loaded onto the Matchday app. Does anyone have any experience of this? Mark, can you unmute yourself for us, please?
Yeah, hi there.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah, so we've loaded on some friendlies. The fixtures seem to be the normal fixtures coming through from the league seem to be working okay, but the friendlies that we've tried to load on, although you can select the team, it doesn't appear to be able to charge the parents. Obviously, we want to move away from the cash being charged for any friendlies.
Oh, you mean the PayPal bit of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You better speak to someone who's educated on that thing.
There is an email address on the website. There's an email address for the people who look after the Matchday app. So that might be worth you just dropping them a note to say, how do you do it?
Brilliant. I'll do that. Thanks, Karen.
Yeah, cheers, Mark. Thank you.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Cheers, babe. Yeah, we've tried, but unfortunately, no one confident enough to take it. Yeah, I know it's hard, Ricky, but you know, that's just keep trying. Once the season starts, you might get a little bit more help. One from John. In the recent guidelines, it states that players can't celebrate if they score. Trying to stop 7-8-year-olds celebrating if they score is going to be a tough task.
So
it's a guideline.
So we had this at our cup final. So we tell people no celebrations, but we didn't really enforce it. What they don't want is loads of people running over and hugging everybody, because that's too much contact. But if someone's just going to like go, yay, I scored or something like this, you know, then no one's going to worry about that. But you just don't want people all like jumping on top of them. And, you know, if you can explain that to the children in the best way possible.
I know it's hard and it is going to be hard, but can we just do the best we can?
Just try to explain it's the lack of, it's not the key thing as opposed to the not celebrating.
Yeah, try and think of another way of celebrating instead of cuddling each other if we can.
I'm not lifting your shirt up either.
We're not saying that they can't celebrate.
No,
we just want them to celebrate on their own individually. We want them to go crazy when they score a goal. Every 7 or 8 year old, an 8 year old should, but just not in a group.
No, they can run around the pitch, but just
they can do a handstand if they want something, or a cartwheel or something.
Okay, one there. Okay, we'll move on from that one, but that's where it is at the moment. It's not a ruling. Jacob just says, thanks, Karen. One from Graham. Apparently your issue with no one coming forward to help ref for your matches can't resolve this for you, but which team? Okay. That's it from Graham. Just speaking.
Just carry on, ignore that one. That's fine.
No, that's fine, mate. No, that's fine. That's fine. So that's about it.
I don't know if I've got another one come up.
Have you? I haven't.
I don't know. Well, Chris Aldridge, you're looking as though you've come up, but you haven't said anything. Is there anything else you want to ask?
Oh.
No, I just queried the. All I did was respond to you saying thank you.
All right. Oh, it's just come up as if you're trying to say something, but obviously you're not.
No. I just raised the point about the Matchday registrations because it came up last week. Which, as you say, Matt did actually say we don't necessarily need to fill that form in. We're trying to reduce contact through paper as well as everything else, which you then confirm, yes, the text or email from the opposition will cover what the county FA want, which basically is just a confirmation should there ever be a query.
Yeah, it's just proof of evidence, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just a bit of proof. One here from Alan. Sorry, Chris, have you finished?
Yep.
Sorry, Matt, I didn't mean to button like that.
I'll remute myself now. Come on.
No, thanks, Chris. Last one from Alan then. With track and trace, easy to obtain info for a home team to self-assess and collect contact details, less so with opposition. Can we rely on confirmation from opposite manager that we all have self-assessed and keep record of those attending in case required?
I think that's one for Ian, because that's
Yeah,
the FA guidance.
It's a very
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to let Ian because it's
No, happily answer that one. As grassroots clubs, you only need to get the information relevant to your participants, and what we mean by participants are coaches and players. So, and they're in relation to your team. If you're the home team and you've got a referee, I would get them as well. That would be sensible to put them on your test and trace sheet, or however you're logging that information. You don't need to get your opposition's details. That isn't necessary. If in a case where there was a contact made and someone has contracted COVID, etc., you would then liaise with that respective coach and they would communicate that. But the expectation is that you get your own individuals. So participants, which is players, coaches, and if you're the home team, get the referee as well.
I hope that's great. Cheers, Ian. Thanks for that information. That's for you, Alan. And there's no more come up. Just pop something in there now if anyone else wants any questions before we shut this one down. No, okay, there's no more on there. So all I'm going to say from me and from the league is stay safe. If every